We did.
Well, Susan's mother was a kindergarten teacher, so you see all she had to do was hold that thing up together and everybody got quiet. Good morning, everybody. And if this is your first Sunday here, this is our last Sunday here. So we welcome you. Yeah, so we have many blessings to give this space, and this space and the space over there, that was community and our offices. And we're having a burning bowl active meditation today. So as you can see, the bowls are out there. And let's see, if you don't know how to get to where we're going to be next week, we have bulletins with directions in them and addresses in them, and of course it's on our e-news and on our website. So we look forward to seeing everybody at the new location on 468 in Fruitland Park. And by the way, Howie Weston does say that the cops kind of stay at those corners. You'll notice going through town it's 20, and then on 468 it's 35. So make sure you're not rushing to church. It's always okay that you're a little late. So hold me in prayer as I do 20 going through town. All right, so let's take a moment and let's join consciousness in prayer. Give everybody a second to sit down. And so, Great Spirit, we give thanks for the joy, the enthusiasm, the volunteerism, the hard workers that we have in this community, because without all of us moving and buying a place and doing all the outreach projects, but the fundraisers, it just would not have happened. And so we give thanks for each and every one of you. We feel blessed that you individually are part of this collective consciousness we are now going to call Unity Spiritual Center. So let us know that in Unity we welcome all paths to God. We welcome all people, all nationalities, all ethnicities, all sexual orientations, everybody. Because in Unity we believe we are all one, and we are all on some path to God, and wherever you are on your path to God, we welcome you. So as always, we keep the children of the world in our prayers. May they feel loved and protected and be able to fulfill all their dreams. And we keep on keeping on with persisting in our prayers and in our visualization of world peace. We know as we keep keeping on about that, and as we keep with our own prayer and meditation lives, making ourselves more peace-filled, that we create an aura of peace and we create a more peace-filled world. For all the teachings of our elder brother, Jesus the Christ, we say thank you, God. Amen. Amen. Where's that? And our values. diverse, prayerful, empowering, generous, transformational, and joyful. And our statement of being. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all, that is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am the one with perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
They're growing, aren't they? Good job. My name is Susan Parcel-Armagast, and I am very pleased to be your platform assistant this morning. Thank you for joining us. You know, Unity of the Villages, that's probably one of the last times I'll be able to use that name, is our spiritual home because of our Sunday celebrations, our prayer and meditation, our classes, and our community. We appreciate the talents of our music team. And of course, our growing Voices of Unity choir. So please stand and sing our joy song. The words are on the screen.
All about love.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Woo! There's nothing you can make which can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. Everybody. Woo! All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. To wear a name badge, like we all do, so we can get to know you on a first name basis. If you would like a guest packet and have not received one, this is what they'll look like. If you would, just pop over to the concierge station after church, and there'll be someone there that can answer your questions and give you a welcome packet. If you are visiting for the first time, would you please raise your hand so we can give you a blessing? Awesome. Let us affirm our blessing together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. You're never alone on the road of life, and we all know we're not alone here. No disparaging difference in height.
That's a really tall platform.
It's time for our community greeting, so you know the drill. After a few minutes, please be seated. Hector will play a tune. I'll ring the chime, and then we can move on with the last service in this space. Go. You all must be excited to start packing. Almost. There'll be more time to greet each other. There's lots of boxes in there. So help each other out with packing. Just go through those doors on your left. We'll find something for you to do and visit. No? No coffee? No, there's water out of the spigot. That's the best we can do today. There's McDonald's, as Mary Lou just pointed out. They have senior coffees. We all qualify for that, I think. Now, Angela Love will say a few words. Then Steve, our prayer chaplain, will read the daily word, talk about the spiritual power of the month, and bless our prayer box.
Good morning. My name is Angela, and I have the pleasure of serving as the volunteer coordinator. And my report today could be summed up in one word: thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As Reverend Mark said, obviously it's been a long-going process, but I'm really concentrating on all the work I saw done this past week. I'm thanking you in advance for the work that's going to happen this afternoon, and also the work that's coming up for next week. A couple of little things that we just saw happen, well, not little, we literally had a quorum packing up the bookstore. If we needed to vote on anything, we could have done it. I don't know how many people were there. They got it packed up very quickly. Tom T., I don't know if he's here today, he was just shopping at Aldi, stopped by to say, hey, can I help you out? Yes, you could take down all those brochure racks, and he took everything down and packed those up. So little things like that kept happening this week, which is just very heartwarming. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. I mean, we were just so pleasantly, I don't want to use the word surprised, but just happy to see how quickly people signed up when we put the sheets out asking for help. People have been calling to say what can they do. And behind the scenes, of course, the decorating team's been busy. Fran and Mary, I mean, clearly they went to the Pat Bennett School of how to they were just spending a lot of hours. So I will be back next month, and we'll be in our new location, and I'll be reminding you of all the volunteer opportunities that need filling. But for today, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and as always, thank you for your time.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, today's daily word is what I'm reading from, and the word for today is pray for others. It's from Acts chapter 6, verse 4. This is what Reverend Marge says when she wants us to be prepared. I should have known that. This is on prosperity. And it's from Matthew chapter 23, verse 17. For which is greater, the gold or the sanctuary that has made the gold sacred? I may have noticed that when I feel grateful or happy, I feel prosperous regardless of my finances. This is because prosperity comes from within. I build this attitude by looking for the very good in everything I encounter. If I cannot immediately see the good, I ask Spirit to show it to me. For example, in the midst of the challenging meeting or difficult conversation, I ask for the good to be revealed. I tell myself not to be reactive while I calmly wait for divine guidance that may show itself as a feeling of lightness, humor, or compassion. This is prosperity in action. From within the sanctuary of my being, the light shines within me, and true treasure is found as inner peace and joy. As I give of myself, so I receive. And let's say the... As I give, I receive. The spiritual power for this month is love. The corresponding color is pink. The center of love is located in the back of the heart. Love is the ability to attract, unify, and desire. Love is represented by Mary of Nazareth and John, the son of Zebedee. The historical Mary was probably physically robust, strong-minded, practical, respectful of tradition, and loyal to her family, all characteristics of scriptural women in general. John was singled out among the disciples as being one of those whom loved Jesus. John was especially loyal to Jesus. He was only one of the 12 apostles who was present at the cross. He represents unconditional acceptance and forgiveness. So please join me in saying the affirmation. I am a radiating center of love.
Steve, can I ad-lib just a little bit?
Oh, good.
So, what better word for the day than prosperity? And the guy who really led all the prayer things. He wrote the 40-day consciousness raising, the 21-day consciousness raising. He was on all the calls, recording them at 9 o'clock from April through December last year. And he gets to say prosperity on the day that we're moving from here to our new
But it is an I, actually. So let's just close our eyes and focus, after you drop into your heart space, all that energy up here to the prayer box. And just know the truth. God is present everywhere. God knows the needs even before they are asked. So we see that God presence circulating around all of these individuals who are in this prayer box. We know that that great Spirit is in the midst of all. And so we let go and we allow God to be God in them and through us. And for this truth we say, thank you, Father, and so it is. Amen. The chaplains who are wanting to serve this morning, we've got Dorothy. Got some more in the front here, and I am also. Like if you have any prayer needs after the service and you're not busy going in there to help out, stop by any one of us and we'll spend a few minutes with you.
Good morning. I'm Mary Ellen Taylor, and it's my privilege to share with you, through the moment of truth, a bit of synchronicity, love, and truth. In January, Ed and I traveled to St. Augustine to stay a bit with a friend who had just lost her husband, tragically and way too young. We spent the evening doing what one does, sharing stories, looking at pictures, shedding tears, way into the night. In the morning we awakened to get an email telling us that our dear brother-in-law, Bill, had passed on. Needless to say, this was a double whammy. We decided to make the best of the hours remaining in St. Augustine by doing some uplifting things. We took a walk on the beach with our friend Sheila. We visited an organic farmer's market. And then on the way back, she suggested that we stop at a new vintage furniture store. Well, this old gal does love to prowl about. So in we went, and Ed and I immediately were drawn to a table. The table was the height of a coffee table, round and carved. In the middle of it, the shop owner had placed a large, heavy pottery piece with silk flowers as an eye catcher. Well, we looked at the table, and it had some interesting carving. It was not truly Oriental, but it was intricate and interesting. Well, we both looked at each other. We really like this, don't we? Yeah, but we have nowhere to put it. Well, we like it. Well, could the kids use it? No. So we surrendered to each other, saying, this is not to be ours. Then, in a few minutes, I said, Ed, do you mind taking off the large pottery piece? I'm still teased. I want to see the center of this table. He removed it, and we looked at each other, stunned, with chills, and probably a tear when we saw what was in the middle of this table. Can you see the center of the, can you see it? Ginkgo leaves, which made me think Oriental at the time, and children, but in the center is a beautifully carved angel. Obviously, the picture cannot do it justice, but you'll get to see it, because when Ed and I got over the synchronicity and said, we know where this needs to go, so we purchased it. It's been in our garage since August, waiting to find a new spiritual home. We didn't want to bring it here. I'll be glad to have it out of the garage. So the decorating team has so lovingly said they think it might be really kind, loving to have it in the prayer room. And we'll let it up to them. They can decide upon that. But I want you to know that when we saw that angel, it was synchronicity, it was love, it was truth, and it was as if Mark and Bill were saying, we're okay.
And a prayer for our permanent spiritual home.
Thank you, God, for our permanent spiritual home. We give thanks for all aspects of our renovations and our move to be under divine order. We see it all happening easily and under grace. Amen.
No, not yet. Not almost. Almost, thank you.
Not yet. Stare on and on.
Perfect song for today.
Yes.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, just struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it go, 'cause this is what we've got to say. Go. I release and I let go. I let my spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit, and I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Here's to our choir. And to our choir director who put a stake out there and held that stake when there was only 3 people. That is what community takes. If you really believe in something, then you have to hold the stake for a while till there's enough energy around it where it happens. All right, so let's see here. We have some thank yous. I want to thank Bob Butts. Where are you, Bob Butts? Over here. Will you stand for us? He is our electrical engineer that really helped us magnificently on our sound systems. Truly a God job because they're just here for a little bit and now they're going to go move up to Charlottesville, so they sort of came in exactly when we needed the town. Yeah. And then Mary and Fran, we just can't thank them enough. And we want to thank Kay and Steve for the awesome prayer workshop yesterday that they put on. We want to thank Donna Keaton and Donna Fraley. They were both scrubbing away at signs over at our new place. You can actually see what the stop signs look like on the place. And Marsha Wolf was over there doing stuff. I don't know who else, but we really appreciate everything everybody's doing and all the contributions that have been made to beautify our sanctuary. We appreciate those. And we, like Angela said, we appreciate those of you that are staying, that are helping us pack, and those of you that are leaving that are going to go home and pray for us that we're packing. So there is no hospitality today. The community room is pretty much a disaster. It's in pieces. And, you know, we have most people working in pairs, and we're thinking there's common sense between the 2 of you. So what one of you can't figure out, just ask the other one and do what you think is best. I do want to remind everybody about the second Thursday, that's September 9th. That's our World Day of Prayer. And we're hoping to have more of you now that we're in the south part of town. But the topic is peace, world peace. And so if we could have more of you attend that 5 p.m. service, that would be great.
September 8th.
September 8th, isn't that what I said? Oh, I'm sorry, September 8th. Thank you very much. All right, and now we have a joke from, this one's from Terry Brenson. Hopefully I can call it right on up here. Oh, did someone disconnect the internet already? Is it disconnected? No, it's not, right? Okay, I should have it then. Well, maybe not. I'm not sure why. Let me just try one more thing. It's a pretty good joke. That's why I'm trying twice. Okay, here it is. So a man was in New York on a business trip and decided to head to a bar for a drink. Standing outside the bar was a nun holding a tin cup. As the man threw a few bucks into her cup, the nun launched into a long tirade about the evils of alcohol. She went on and on about how alcohol was tearing apart the fabric of society, how it was the root of all the city's problems. Slightly annoyed at having to listen to the nun, the man told her, "Listen, sister, I work hard for my money, and sometimes at the end of a long day, I need a drink or two. That doesn't make me a bad person. I have a wife I idolize and 2 wonderful kids at home. I provide for my family, I volunteer my time to several local service clubs, and I regularly contribute to various charities. Yet you just stand there and condemn me because I drink the occasional glass of scotch." The nun was slightly taken aback and replied, "I see your point, my son, and I apologize if I offended you, but alcohol is such a powerful demon that all who consume it are doomed." "Look, there you go again," said the man. "How can you make such a sweeping statement? Have you ever tried alcohol?" "Of course not," gasped the nun. "The evil alcohol has never touched my lips.
Do you really think that one glass of booze can change you from a devout nun to some kind of evil degenerate? Well, I really don't know. I'll tell you what, come into the bar with me and I'll buy you a drink, one drink. I'll prove to you that evil is not inside the glass, it's inside the person. Oh, I can never be seen going into such a den of iniquity. It's out of the question. However, your comment about evil residing in the person rather than the glass is quite intriguing. I must admit, you've aroused a curiosity in me. Well, let's go inside and settle this. No, my son, I could never enter such a place. But how about this? Take my tin cup with you and fill it with scotch you mentioned. Bring it out to me and I'll try it. You're on, said the guy. The nun removed all the change and handed him the tin cup. He went into the bar and said to the bartender, 2 scotch on the rocks. And could you put one of them in this tin cup, please? The bartender sighed and said, it's that darn nun out there again. Alright, so today's topic is part 3, love, the quintessential faculty, and community love. So community is coming together, and unity means coming together in harmony. And so what are we actually doing here when we all get together? Well, we're all spirits shifting in consciousness, aren't we? In states of consciousness. So some people are kind of waking up, some people are asleep, especially right now, I see a couple. And some people are realizing they've been asleep to some habits that have been holding them imprisoned, and they're ready to escape out. So sometimes they're in some waking states, where they're really fully awake and aware of that, and other times they're falling asleep. And some people are more awake than asleep and realize that when they're in a sleep state, they're present, that they're not awake. So we're coming together, and this is all kind of a jumble, isn't it? Because it's all states of consciousness. And then aside from that, we have all these states within us. We have these emotional and physical and mental and spiritual states of consciousness. So you see, it's all a jumble. Not only are we all together in a jumble, in a mixing bowl, in a stew, but then we have all these states of consciousness that are layered in us, and that makes us a mixture of a bunch of guap. And so sometimes we don't always blend together. Some people prefer classical, and then if there's classical music, and then if there's some zydeco or punk rock or reggae or rap, they really don't care for that. And sometimes, everything's simmering at a good, say, temperature and ready to be cooked moderately, evenly, and then somebody forgets the potatoes or the carrots or something very hard that takes more time, and there isn't enough time for it to simmer, and so it's lumpy and bumpy and not quite the way we'd like it. And that's pretty much the mixture of what we have in spiritual community. And here we encourage people to take what they resonate with in unity and in new thought. We don't try to cram anything down your throats. We want you to be your authentic self, and we want you to choose your own spiritual path. So it's not an easy blend. And so unity churches, spiritual centers, they don't hold people captive. We don't call you when you don't come. We do if we're concerned about you. If we haven't seen you in a few weeks and nobody knows where you're at, we'll call. But and people leave communities, spiritual communities, for many reasons. They give different reasons sometimes they just leave. And a lot of times it's because there's an inner prompting of a growth spurt that's ready to happen, but they need to look at something, take a hard look at something, and kind of like you're on an archaeological dig. You got to kind of dig deep and uncover and kind of say, why is that there? How come it held me captive? Why did I believe in that? How can I excavate it? And they do some prayer and meditation work, and then you figure out and get guidance as to how to move through it. But that takes work, and so a lot of people don't want to do that work, and so they just kind of go somewhere else, which is fine. Some people refer to unity spiritual centers as hospitals, because people are in a state of healing into wholeness. That would be hospitals that actually are in the healing practice. Not that all of them aren't, but some of them are in question there. And then, of course, the students who are in classes are in for it for the long haul, aren't they? I mean, they're really ready to uncover whatever is holding them, and they're really ready to evolve to their fullest level of consciousness or divinity. So there's a lot of value for doing our own personal work. One is, as some people have been up here with Moments of Truth, is you don't take the bait like you used to take it. You don't take the bait from family members or from neighbors or from siblings or anybody who used to criticize you. You just don't take the bait. Or if you take the bait, you don't take it as often, and you're very aware that when you're taking the bait, you're taking the bait. So, and then you usually, as you progress and as you spiritually evolve, you have a lot more energy because you kind of cut away things that are taking your energy away or depleting it. You might find that you then have changes in your lifestyle. Maybe your home now you want to decorate in different colors of a different vibration because you are vibrating at a different level. You find it's much easier to release things because you realize that you have the faith in the universe that if you need it again, it'll show up. And with your consciousness rising, you are more intentional with your purchases, as Mary Ellen demonstrated. We don't need it, we don't have a spot for it, why are we going to get it? And then, of course, there's a sign that says get it, and we're happy about that. And then you may realize as you rise in consciousness that you're using your resources more effectively and that you're really valuing them. You also may notice that there's different foods that your body is craving, more life-giving foods, and you might realize that you're sort of, when you pick up the can or jar or whatever it is, you actually start reading the contents and going, oh my God, have I been eating this? So these are some of the ways that personal evolution in consciousness, these are some of the fruits. Now, collective consciousness, all of us are spirits coming together, and we have the ability always to create a wonderful tapestry. But there's a big if there, and that is if we're not holding in our own mind's eye exactly how that tapestry should look. So we might imagine right now a beautiful tapestry. And there's all kinds of differences. There's different shapes of tapestries. Some of you might have envisioned a circular one, others maybe a rectangular or a square one. And there's different weights to tapestries. Some are lightweight, like made out of silk, and others are coarse and made out of canvas. There's different color combinations. There's different materials. There's different textures. And so that's how we come together as different materials. We've all had different materials, meaning environments and experiences as part of our growth process to get here, quite a few decades of them. And then quite a few textures of experiences of how we've actually taken in the experience. If we have taken it in and grown through it, or if it has marred us and we just don't seem to be able to get beyond that. So collective consciousness is people evolving, changing, flexing, and then, we kind of be at an even flow, and then somebody comes in and stirs up the mix. And that's how it goes. And some people stay and are the backbone of the church, and other people come, once every 6 weeks. They're dabblers, and you see them every once in a while. And we welcome everybody. So there's quite a bit of research about the people who actually are committed to spiritual centers and to actually coming. The volume and the quality of research of the religion health connection have increased markedly in recent years. And it's been fueled by a lot of different sciences coming together in the field of sociology, psychology, health behavior and health education, psychology, gerontology, and social epidemiology. And what all of them say is that there's a positive effect on aging and health, and especially mental health. So both theory and empirical research suggests that regular attendees at religious services enjoy larger and denser social networks among their members, more frequent and varied exchanges of goods, services, and information rather than less frequent attendees. Friendships develop more readily between people who share similar values, interests, and activities. And of course, prayer is one of the benefits. And what they found about healing prayer, when they have included lots of different religions and lots of different cultures and ages, they found one consistent predictor among all healing prayer indicators, and that was an affirming, loving relationship with God. That was the strongest and most consistent predictor of frequently used healing prayer. So, this is complex research, and one of the most comprehensive analysis came out in actually 1989, and it was 200, it was a compilation of 200 psychiatric and psychological studies. And among all ages, all sexes, all ethnicities, they realized there's some mental health benefit among church members who come very often. They serve each other as valuable resources of information, informal exchange, transportation, money, goods, meals, socioeconomic support. So they can boost one another's morale through confiding and companionship, visitations to shut-ins. I mean, I don't know what Barbara Richards would do without this group, because she said so many things. And they find that people who are part of, an intricate part of spiritual communities can easily integrate into other social circles. So community, people feel cared about, they feel loved, they feel listened to, and they feel like other people are really interested in their well-being. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't agitate each other once in a while. And Angela mentioned that half the church was there picking up the bookstore. So there were like 20 people in there, and at least 5 of them were bosses. You know what I mean? Okay, so we aren't going to agitate each other once in a while, but that's always in spiritual maturity. It's always an indicator of to look within and, you know, what is agitating me about this. So as we grow in spiritual community, it can be a bumpy road as we all go through different things. It's kind of like, you know how they say that a river is never the same at any one point, because the river picks up some soil as it goes, meanders around the bend, and a few leaves and maybe a broken branch or a twig, and then that changes the whole composition. And that's pretty much what spiritual community is like, because we have some people here that have been here a long time, we have others that are joining, we have others that are leaving, and especially this one where we have the 12-monthers, the 8-monthers, the 6-monthers, the 4-monthers, and the 3-monthers. Okay, that's what we have. So that is what it is. So, you know, I love it when people say, you know, oh, I would never join a church because I can't believe church people are always disagreeing, arguing with each other, and splitting. Well, where else in your life is there a venue provided for you to grow emotionally? Think about it. You know, maybe you have a good friend that can, if you ask for feedback, that can honestly point out things, or a spouse. But there isn't many other venues where you can really grow emotionally and spiritually mature. And so what that means is stuff's going to come up. Has anybody not had stuff come up? So, you know, so it is always going to be a little chaotic at times, and we always have to remind ourselves that chaos is part of creation. That without chaos, there'd be nothing. You know, there'd be no creation at all. And I always think about the, they always say about the ocean floor before a hurricane. It just seems dull and void, and then after the hurricane, after everything swirls everything up, then there's all kinds of new growth, new energy, new life forms. It's a newness. So as we grow through our stuff in spiritual community, I thought what we could do here today as a part of our active meditation is just take your little piece of paper and write down. You might have to share pens because we packed most of the pens. So be generous with sharing. But I thought we could write down anything that has agitated you, any event that has agitated you, anything the minister does that just, oh God, just gets you. And anybody that's maybe really ticked you off in the past. You know, you have a little piece of paper. Some people wanted a whole notebook, but we can't. And let's just be in a forgiving mood so that as we realize this is all part of the process, we can burn it up here where it dissipates and dissolves, and maybe do some prayer work at home to really do the clearing, so that when we get to our new spiritual center, it's like a new birth. We are birthing anew, and we're starting all with a clean plate. Remember the words of our elder brother Jesus said, "Love one another as I have loved you." And Jesus never condemned anybody for making an error or another error or another error. He's always forgiving and part of the growth process. So let's just take a little minute to write something that you would like to burn up, and then our ushers will guide you up to our burning bowls. And I've asked Nancy Lopez and Kay Gordon to hold sacred space. These are both chaplains that have served 7 years, and they're both retiring this year from the chaplaincy. Yes.
Or does it?
And we're glad that they have served, and we know they'll find other places to serve. So let us come up here and and if the prayer chaplains want to come first.
Let's go quickly and easily and gently. And close to the bowl. The air conditioner will capture it. We got to get it now. Yeah.
And I don't know, somebody may decide whether we should open the doors or
all perfection and wholeness and wellness as we begin the new journey, burning up all that karma and all the things we want to let go of. And now we are going into the light and starting anew. Thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
And now it is gone for good.
We can skip that. Skip this? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking at multiple people telling me, so I'm going to go with the slide.
As in
to bless and give our tithes, our blessings, our offerings. So as you take them in your hand, let us say affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. If we'll all join consciousness up here as we bless these offerings, these tithes, these gifts. So we give thanks first for the givers of these gifts. We see them multiplied exponentially. We see them going out in love, creating more love in the world, and creating a more peaceful world. For this we give thanks, and we know this is the truth, and we know love is the highest vibration. We give thanks in the name and through the power of Jesus the Christ. Amen. And now we'll get in our two circles.
Hi, Judy. How are you? Nice to see you again. Fine, thank you.
That's right.
Oh, I would go. How are you?
want to say any blessings on this space that we've used? Let's open the floor for that now, first to them.
Okay. Let us say a blessing before we leave this wonderful church that has really nurtured us and nourished us on our spiritual path these last 8 years. And we want to leave this place with the joy, love, and peace that we've created here for all those who will come to spread whatever it is that they're going to be doing here. Now, our pastor to Nancy would like to say something.
Oh, generous and loving Spirit, we are so grateful for all of the blessings that you have given us as we have been building spiritual community. We thank you for the love among all the people here. We thank you for building this space. You brought us from Oxford to the church at Lake Hermosa, to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and finally we rented our own space and we had the opportunity to come to church every day of the week. And we have so grown in numbers, but also in understanding and grace. We give thanks for all of those good feelings that we have had here, and we look forward to our beautiful new spiritual home that you have blessed us with as well. We say thank you, God, and we bless those who come after us in this space as well, knowing that your love and your grace goes with them as well. Thank you, God, for all our blessings, known and unknown. Amen.
Amen.
Anybody else want to say anything? Madam Chaplain? Thank you. Amen.
Amen.